Hey guys, and welcome back for another episode of the 2-Minute Warning. I'm Blake Showalter.
And I'm Beto Vacadillas.
And we got the NFL to start off today. We have Lamar Jackson officially coming out saying he wants to trade from the Ravens. He did this apparently on March 2nd, but now it's officially out to the public. He released a statement on Twitter today. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting that it's taken him this long for it actually to come out that he actually wants to trade, because Lamar Jackson, one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league, is not getting what he's due in Baltimore. Obviously, the not extending his contract, giving him some real money, and putting him on a non-exclusive franchise tag is almost disrespectful for how much he's done for the team. And so just looking at the possible options, I always said he would be great at the Raiders, but they got Jimmy Garoppolo. And then maybe the Saints, because they have a good offense around that he could build around, but they got Derek Carr. Maybe even the Atlanta Falcons, but they have Tyler Heineke. So it's going to be interesting where he goes in the future, if they can get the trade-off. And if not, if he plays in Baltimore next season, what's that going to look like? With the lack of weapons around him, will he be motivated to play? Will he put Baltimore on his shoulders like he does usually every year? Will he kind of sit out the season? I'm really not sure what's going to be in the future, but I'm really interested to see, because every time Lamar Jackson steps on the field, there are fireworks that follow him.
Beto, are you a sneaky Raiders fan?
No.
Bring him up every single time we talk about a star quarterback. It's kind of...
I'm just saying, there's
crazy.
a big hole that has been filled by now Jimmy Garoppolo, but we'll bring that later.
By Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, but anyway, more on Lamar Jackson. I think it's ridiculous that the Ravens are going to put all their chips on him and give him the money that he deserves, in my opinion. And when you look at his stats, you look at what he's been able to done. I mean, dude's MVP already, and he's still on his rookie contract. How do you not give him the money he deserves? I think, in my opinion, he's the best quarterback in Ravens history already. And I know Joe Flacco got them a ring, but come on, that was Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, and that amazing defense. So that's going to go down, in my opinion, as one of the best defenses of all time. But you look at Lamar Jackson, you look what he's been able to do. He deserves that money. All he wants is a guaranteed contract. He wants his money. He wants to be sure that he's going to get that money. And yes, I know the Ravens are nervous with that, being that he is kind of injury prone, and players that have his style do kind of have trouble holding up in the long term injury-wise. But you look at what he's been able to do. And you look at Deshaun Watson, too, who was able to get a guaranteed contract, and he was out for a year for things that we won't talk about because we're a student-run newspaper. But it's ridiculous that he's not able to get his money, being that he's been able to go to the playoffs, has an MVP award, and everything he's been able to do. It's been crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like you mentioned, he has been out with injuries, but when he plays, they win games. He has a 70% win percentage every single time he steps on the field. That's pretty good. And so seeing as the Ravens aren't putting money into him, and actually even taking away some of his weapons, the only weapon that he really has is Mark Andrews. It seems interesting to me that they're trying to maybe rebuild the team, like blowing it up altogether, but who knows? I think a good possible landing destination for him could be a place like Indianapolis, as they're kind of lacking a quarterback position, even though they have Matt Ryan.
I thought you were going to say the Raiders for a second. Sorry.
No, I already said the Raiders. But even though they have like Matt Ryan, that hasn't really worked out for them. They could put Lamar in there, maybe tie together some of their star pieces in Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman Jr. But who knows? It's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully he gets that money. I'm really excited to see if he can stay in Baltimore, what that's going to do. But who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I really only see 3 destinations for him. I think the most likely is Washington. And then also, I know the Texans have a pretty high spot in the draft, but I think that's a good landing spot for him as well. And then lastly, because for some reason Dolphins fans just hate having Tua as their quarterback, which makes no sense. I think Tua is a great quarterback. And it's too early to call him out as not being an NFL caliber quarterback. But I think Miami would be a possible landing spot for Lamar Jackson. I would cry I am a Jets fan and they are in that division, but I do see that one coming. I could see that one happening. But I think, based off where the quarterbacks are right now, what the league's kind of doing, I know Washington said Sam Howell is going to be their future quarterback, but I don't think you can turn down Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's obviously the better quarterback than Sam Howell right now. But, I think that's the best spot for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, the real question is, why wouldn't you try to get Lamar Jackson? The dude is electric in every aspect of the game, a super entertaining quarterback to watch. He'll bring revenue in for your team, just someone to really look forward to. So the real question is, why wouldn't they try to move on him?
And if he does go to Washington, if you're into fantasy, doing fantasy football and stuff like that, you better pick Terry McLaurin in the first 5 picks. You got to do it. But moving on, your section, the MLS. Go ahead, Beto.
Yeah, definitely. There was a great week if you are a St. Louis fan, which many of us in this room are. And it was very, very, very good to see that St. Louis are 5-0. And they're the first expansion team in MLS history to go 5-0. And not only win games by a slim margin, but win games well. If you look at the last few results that they have, a 4-0 win to Real Salt Lake, a 3-0 win to San Jose, a 2-1 win to Portland, but then before that, a 3-1 win to Charlotte. So all of these games have been very dominant from St. Louis' perspective. They're definitely earning their spot. One note to mention is Klaus, their striker. He's the second in the MLS for leading goal scorers with 5 goals. And if you look at the standings here, St. Louis is clear and away ahead of everyone. They have 15 points. The closest one is Seattle with 10. LAFC is right behind them with 10. And Minnesota has 8. And Dallas has 7. In the Eastern Conference, some dogs to look out for: New England. New England has 12 points. Cincinnati has 11 points. Atlanta United has 10 points. Orlando City has 8 points. Columbus has 7 points. And so just looking forward, I'm just really excited to see what more St. Louis can bring, not only in the soccer spectrum, but also in the baseball spectrum, as opening day is Thursday, March 30th.
I drew Aaron Rodgers as a Jet because he's going to be pretty good. Pretty good. Huntsville FC won, right, Jeffrey?
Let's go!
Oh, okay.
Take that, Charlotte!
That was a bad drop right there. Touched my hand. Should have caught that. My bad.
Nashville expansion team. Go Nashville.
Yeah, go Huntsville. I'm a big Huntsville Havoc fan. I'm going to get a jersey and all that. But, yeah, St. Louis is looking good. Don't really know what we're talking about still. Should probably learn. But, yeah, we're 5-0. I know that's good, so.
100%.
Yeah, moving on. Speaking of St. Louis teams, get the MLB coming up. And opening day, Miles Michaelis to be on the bump for us, being that Adam Wainwright is out for the beginning of the season. So I like Miles Michaelis, though. He's one of my favorite players on the team. I think he's very underrated in the league. So,
Great mustache.
yeah, I think we'll start off with the win here.
Yeah, 100%. The St. Louis Cardinals are going into this season looking absolutely sharp. Obviously, we had our WBC players, Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado, looking absolutely awesome in the WBC, hitting home runs, playing amazing defense. But then if you look on the other side of our veteran squad, you have our rookie squad. And we have, would you say, 4 rookies starting this year, including one of the most hyped prospects we've had in a long time, Jordan Walker.
Jordan Walker, man. That dude, I knew he was big, but I watched that little interview they did when he told him he's going to be going on the show or be starting on the opening day lineup. Sorry, I kind of misworded there. But that dude is a tank. Oh, my God.
Gigantic.
Bro looks like Shaquille O'Neal, bro. That dude is absolutely huge. He's going to be crushing dingers all season. And if he doesn't, I'll be shocked. But that dude is a mountain of a man.
Yeah, 100%. Really looking forward to seeing him just absolutely crush balls out of Busch Stadium. So I'm really excited to see this. Toronto Blue Jays, March 30th, Thursday. Just tune in, enjoy the game. It's going to be great.
Yeah, Big Macallan's going to have a lot of company with those baseballs he's going to be hitting, man. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. And not really much more on MLB, but looking forward to see what they do. I know there's been talks about Mason Wynn hopefully getting a starting job, which they're saying they're going to see how Paul DeJong does starting off the season. If he's able to play well, it's going to be Paul, but if he doesn't play well, maybe Mason Wynn makes an appearance later in the season. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, you see him throw like 104 across the diamond, so that'd be kind of fun to watch. But yeah, moving on, we have March Madness to end things off, and oh my God, bro. This ain't even madness anymore. This doesn't even make sense. The bracket makers must have messed up. Yeah, it doesn't even make sense. I mean, it's all upsets. I feel like there's no 1 seeds in the Final Four. Not even any 2 seeds in the Final Four. Absolutely not. Is there any 3 seeds? I don't think there's any 3 seeds in the Final Four.
It's all like 4s and 5s.
Absolutely
crazy.
Nuts. I mean, I got UConn winning it all after watching what they did earlier this week. But oh my God, man, that was crazy.
Yeah, this year my bracket lasted up until the Sweet 16. None of the teams that are in the Final Four are even close to what
I had. A good bracket, bro. I was done in the first round.
Yeah, I was doing pretty good in the first round. I was doing pretty good in the second round, and then all of a sudden everything changed. This is the first tournament since 2011 that there hasn't been a 1 seed in the Final Four, and so anything could happen. Miami's looking really good. I think that they could go all the way, but then again, who knows? Anyone could go all the way this year. I'm done trying to predict them.
UConn has been dominant. If UConn loses, I will be stunned. I'll be stunned. Mm-hmm. They looked really good. I like FAU too. They look really good. But yeah, I think the bracket makers all need to be fired. They've costed the American people thousands of dollars in gambling money. Absolutely unreal.
I think this is one of those times where in sports where you can just take a step back and appreciate rather than try to have bias, rather than try to
I'm down. Like I can't talk about gambling because we're again student-run newspaper, but I'm down and a lot of Monopoly money right now.
Yeah, this is one of those times. Just like I said, we can just sit back and enjoy because your team's probably out. Anyone that you tried to root for is probably out. So just take a step back and watch it because college basketball is at the height of excitement when it comes to sports. In terms of everything, these guys are trying to make it to the next level. They're fighting literally for their careers, and so everything about it's entertaining. They're fighting for their schools, their careers, for themselves, and so just it's something really enjoyable to watch as a sports fan. Take a seat back, grab your popcorn, and enjoy the games because they're about to get really crazy. No one knows what's going to happen. It's going to be the most entertaining things in sports, and we're blessed to watch it.
Unless you're Blake, because I see the future, and UConn's going to win. But I think that's a great way to end it off, man. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm all good here.
All right, well, I'm Blake Showalter.
And I'm Beto Vacadillas.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Make sure to follow us at the 2 Minute Warning with the underscore on Instagram. Follow us at the arrow on all platforms. Facebook, well, actually, it's going to slide by right now. But, yeah, follow us there. Also, subscribe to our channel down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.